Today we're going to talk about the greatest hits of 2018, most popular invest articles. I hope that you enjoy the video. Suits television series, everybody enjoyed it. So let's use these slides to repeat slowly and then also to repeat faster so we get used to the pronunciation.
Gerald Tate's here. He wants to know what's happening to his deal.
So let's repeat slowly. Gerald Tate's here. Remember, AL, all, always, will. Sometimes I like to think of this guy as everyone calls him goody two shoes, or someone that does everything by the book. So Gerald Tate here. Gerald Tate's here, and he wants to know what's happening to his deal.
Gerald Tate's here. He wants to know what's happening to his deal.
Once again, faster. He wants to know what's happening to his deal. The client, the customer is the boss. So therefore, he wants to know what's happening to his deal.
Go get Harvey.
Go get Harvey. Harvey's one of the best lawyers in the firm. But what is he doing here? He's playing cards.
I check. Raise 5,000.
When you play cards, when you say I check, it means that you're going to bet or match the offer or match the same amount that the other person is putting on the table. So, okay, I check the same. You know what? Forget it. Maybe I have a good game. Maybe I don't. But still, I'm going to raise the stakes. Raise the stakes means that you're going to elevate the offer or elevate the bet. So there you go. You elevate it.
I check. Raise 5,000.
Now, if you really feel like you've got a really good game, instead of just raising it 5,000, you say I'm all in. And all in, it means that you're ready to go home. So you know what? I put everything on the table. Let's finish this. Either you take all my money or I win everything. That's what it means to say I'm all in.
I'm all in.
It's also interesting to get to know how to pronounce the numbers correctly. So this is 3 zeros is 1,000. That's 5,000. You look first before you start with the initial number. So the very first number I see there is 34. So if 34 had 3 zeros, like in this case, the first number is 5, 3 zeros, that's very easy. That's 5,000. Now, what if you have 6 spaces for zeros? In this case, it's a million. So what I'm going to say here is 34 million. Never millions. Even if it's 34, just say million, not millions with an S. So that's 34 million. And the same thing for 1,000. 907,000 is the other. So you respect, this is what I call respecting the spaces, or you respect the zeros. So first you respect the million and then you respect the 1,000. So in other words, you're going to say 34,907,521. So it turns out with these large numbers, we have to say million, you have to say thousand, and then at the end, you also have to respect the 100, which is the space for the 2 zeros. So once again, 34,907,521. All right, I'm all in. This is Jessica Pearson texting Harvey.
You can pay me later. I gotta go. Gentlemen?
I need you. I need your help. You can pay me later. I got to go. Or I gotta go. If you put it together, I gotta go. This tells me that Harvey trusts these guys and he plays with them all the time, because he's saying, you know what, you can pay me later. Maybe he's a friend, this guy here. You can pay me later, I gotta go. gentlemen, like addressing the people in the room, I'm ready to say goodbye.
You can pay me later. I gotta go. Gentlemen?
Ladies and gentlemen, goodbye. This is Gerald Tate screaming, I'm paying you millions. Once again, I'm paying you millions.
I'm paying you millions. And you're telling me I'm gonna get screwed?
And you're telling me I'm gonna get screwed. And you're telling me I'm gonna get screwed if I'm paying you millions? How is this possible?
I'm paying you millions. And you're telling me I'm gonna get screwed?
Self-explanatory. Getting screwed is not a good thing. Jessica, may I come in? Or Jessica, is this a bad time? Or
Jessica, have I come at a bad time?
have I come at a bad time? Is this a bad time? Have I come at a bad time? Once again, fast. Have I come at a bad time? No problem. No problem, Harvey. Gerald, this is Harvey Specter.
Jessica, have I come at a bad time?
Gerald, this is Harvey Specter. He's our best closer.
Well, if you're the best closer, where the hell you been for the last 3 hours?
In English, it's okay to introduce people by saying this is. It's not really offensive or anything compared to other languages. So this is Harvey Specter. He's our best closer. He's our best closer. And, well, I don't think you're the best closer, because if you were the best closer, well, if you're the best closer, where have you been for the last 3 hours? You have no idea what's happening. Where the hell have you been for the last 3 hours?
Gerald, this is Harvey Specter. He's our best closer.
Well, if you're the best closer, where the hell you been for the last 3 hours?
Because while you were out playing cards, he doesn't know this. He assumes he was doing something else. So while you were out playing cards, I was studying the papers. Well, Gerald, the reason I wasn't here is because I specialize in troubled situations. Let's repeat that once again. Well, Gerald, I specialize in troubled situations.
Well, Gerald, I specialize in troubled situations. And when I left here at 7 p.m., this deal wasn't in jeopardy, so I'm just trying to figure out what happened in the interim.
We keep offering more money, they keep rejecting it.
And when I left here at 7 p.m., the deal wasn't in jeopardy. The deal was not in jeopardy. The deal was safe. The deal was secured by the time I left at 7. And now you're telling me that the deal is up in the air. Is this a game? Listen, give me a second, because I'm just trying to discover, I'm trying to figure out what happened between the time when I left at 7 and what happened until 9. Give me a second, because I'm looking at the papers here. So by the time I left at 7, everything was fine. What happened in between or in the interim? Okay, before you read those papers, let me explain to you what's happening. We keep offering more money and they keep rejecting it.
Well, Gerald, I specialize in troubled situations. And when I left here at 7 p.m., this deal wasn't in jeopardy, so I'm just trying to figure out what happened in the interim.
We keep offering more money, they keep rejecting it.
They keep rejecting it because of this bad faith, last minute nonsense, ridiculousness. That's his opinion.
It's last minute bad faith bullshit.
Says here that Cooper won't be staying on as honorary vice president.
That's right, I don't want him around.
He wouldn't be around. It's an honorary position.
Look, Gerald, it says here, because, give me a second, I looked at the documents, and it says here that Cooper won't be staying on as honorary vice president. That's what's changed. So he will not be staying on. Actually, he's gonna be off, not on. He won't be staying on. He's off as an honorary vice president. This is the definition of honorary, like an honorary title. It describes the holder of a position or title that is assigned to him as a special honor, rather than by normal or formal channels. That's right. I don't even want him as an honorary president. I don't want him around. I don't want to see his face.
It's last-minute bad faith bullshit.
Says here that Cooper won't be staying on as honorary vice president.
That's right, I don't want him around.
He wouldn't be around. It's an honorary position.
That's what he's saying. So this is the quite opposite. You want people to be around who you love, who don't create conflict, don't create stress. But obviously, this guy doesn't want. What was the name? I'm sorry. Cooper. Yeah, he doesn't want Cooper as an honorary vice president. And Harvey's saying, don't worry, he wouldn't be around because it's an honorary position. But it turns out that Gerald, he doesn't even want him as an honorary vice president. I don't care.
I don't give a shit.
Well, I think you do, because that's what's changed since I left, which means it's you who's been dealing in bad faith.
I don't want him around. Well, I think you do care. You're saying you don't care. I think you do care because that's what's changed. Do you care? That's what's changed since the time I left. That's what happened. That's what's different. I'm looking at these documents, and what jumps to my attention is the fact that Cooper won't be staying as honorary vice president. So this means that it is you, Gerald, who's been dealing in bad faith.
I don't give a shit.
Well, I think you do, because that's what's changed since I left, which means it's you who's been dealing in bad faith.
Once again, which means it's you who's been dealing in bad faith. So, bad faith in for lawyers, or as a legal term, this is the definition. Okay, so you've been out doing God knows what, quote, playing poker, and now that you've got a grasp on what's happening, now that you've got a grip, now that you're starting to understand.
Well, now that you've got a grasp on what's happening in the goddamn interim, what are you going to do about it? Because he's not getting that title.
Now that you've got a grasp on what's happening in between, or in the interim, in between by the time you left, that's what's happening in the interim. What are you going to do about it? So the ball is in your court. When you play tennis, it's like, or this is like figurative. I make a move and then I wait for your reaction. Waiting for your reaction is, it's like saying the ball is in your court. So the ball's in your court.
Well, now that you've got a grasp on what's happening in the goddamn interim, what are you going to do about it? Because he's not getting that title.
Now that you understand, you've got a grasp on what's happening, he's not getting that title. Well, let me make sure I understand this, okay? Give me a second. Let's recap. Let's review.
Well, let me make sure I understand this, okay? We negotiated a deal that gave you everything you wanted. Mr. Cooper signed it. And now you won't close until we take away the last shred of his dignity?
Bingo.
So we negotiated a deal that gave you everything you wanted. That's what the documents are saying. Mr. Cooper signed the deal, and now you won't close until we take away the very last shred of his dignity. Is that what you're telling me? The last shred of his dignity. This is like the last shred.
Well, let me make sure I understand this, okay? We negotiated a deal that gave you everything you wanted. Mr. Cooper signed it. And now you won't close until we take away the last shred of his dignity?
Bingo.
That's right. Well, Harvey's saying that's not going to happen. Well, now, bingo, you understand what's happening. You've got a grasp on the situation. A grasp. So why the hell not?
Well, that's not going to happen.
And why the hell not?
Because I like Mr. Cooper, and my firm doesn't operate in bad faith.
Why is not? That's not going to happen. Why? Because I like Mr. Cooper, and my firm doesn't operate in bad faith.
Well, that's not going to happen.
And why the hell not?
Because I like Mr. Cooper, and my firm doesn't operate in bad faith.
This is Gerald saying, oh, I see how it is. Instead of working Cooper, you're working me. Instead of influencing him, I'm paying you. You've got to influence. You got to work with him. Don't try to influence me. So instead of working Cooper, you're influencing me.
Oh, I see how it is. Instead of working Cooper, you're working me.
You're working me.
Oh, I see how it is. Instead of working Cooper, you're working me.
Well, look, take your pansy attitude. It's like saying your homosexual attitude is. So you're all starting to offend Harvey.
Well, why don't you take your pansy attitude back in there and make him sign my deal? Or I'll pay someone else your money to do it for me.
I think they call it homosexual or pansy attitude because it's like a pendant. Your head is lowered or low head. So go and take your low morale or your low or your homosexual attitude and
Well, why don't you take your pansy attitude back in there and make him sign my deal? Or I'll pay someone else your money to do it for me.
make him sign my deal. Don't work me, work with him. Or if you don't do that, I'll pay someone else your money. I'll pay someone else your money to do it for me because that's what I want.
First of all, Gerald, if you think anyone's going to touch this deal after your bad faith, you're mistaken.
Well, this is Harvey saying, first of all, Gerald, if you think anyone's going to touch this deal after your bad faith, you're mistaken. You're erroneous.
First of all, Gerald, if you think anyone's going to touch this deal after your bad faith, you're mistaken.
Second, the way our agreement works is the minute Cooper signed the deal.
Second, the way our agreement works is the minute Cooper signed the deal which gave you everything you wanted, our fee was due and payable, which is why at 7:30 I received confirmation of a wire transfer from escrow.
Which gave you everything you wanted. That's the moment our fee was due and payable, which is why at 7:30 the fee was due at 7:30 because that was part of our agreement. And we're not going to wait for it to be past due. It wasn't past due. It was due and payable right at 7:30. So Harvey's saying that he received a confirmation of a wire transfer. That's a nice image. A wire transfer from escrow indicating payment in full.
Second, the way our agreement works is the minute Cooper signed the deal which gave you everything you wanted, our fee was due and payable, which is why at 7:30 I received confirmation of a wire transfer from escrow.
So that was the agreement. Escrow was going to make the payment.
Indicating payment in full.
So now the ball is in your court. Now what are you going to do because the wire transfer has already been made?
So I'd say the ball's in your court, but the truth is your balls are in my fist.
And because we're talking about balls and Harvey had been offended by Gerald, now it's Harvey's turn to, I guess this is his style, to offend them in return by saying the truth is your balls are now in my fist.
So I'd say the ball's in your court, but the truth is your balls are in my fist.
Oh my God, I didn't remember this was the next image. No comment, guys, no comment. I'm pretty sure this is pretty self-explanatory. Now your balls are in my fist. And I apologize if that image is too pansy for you or homosexual for you.
Now, I apologize if that image is too pansy for you, but I'm comfortable enough with my manhood to put it out there.
It's not homosexual for me because I'm very comfortable with my manhood. So, what is this? Anyway.
Now, I apologize if that image is too pansy for you, but I'm comfortable enough with my manhood to put it out there.
No comment, guys. I'm not going to make any comments here. This is pretty self-explanatory. So, I'm comfortable enough with my manhood. I'm not a pansy, you know? This is like an expression. I'm comfortable with my manhood to create this image that your balls are in my fist, to put it out there. You know, put it out there. This is like putting out my idea. I'm comfortable expressing myself. And now, you know what? Go back in there, get your ass in there, and
Now get your ass in there and close the goddamn deal.
close the deal. So Harvey, I guess he offended him, made him feel uncomfortable, and then finally delivered the final blow, like a matador. Or
Now get your ass in there and close the goddamn deal.
Matador. And finally, this is the dictation. Very fun episode. I mean, it's going to be even better when you have the opportunity to watch it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take your time to pause, to review this video as many times as you'd like. It was a pleasure, and I'll talk to you soon.
Did you really quit when you first started? Of course not. I'm not a wuss.